and gentlemen, what's going on, everybody? It is Friday, September the 26th, 2025, 7:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My name is Dave McRae, coming to you live from the Voice Man Studios in Toronto, Canada. This is episode 360. When am I going to stop? Of McRae Live, Halloween gameplay. We've got some gameplay. We got to look at the gameplay. Let's look at the gameplay. Let's nerd out and get all sweaty over the gameplay. We're going to look at the gameplay. It's coming September 2026. Halloween, the game. Are you excited about it? Are you not excited about it? I don't know. Let me know. What's going on? Yes! Screw it, do it one more time! Yes, babe! Doesn't want to make you stand up, but it makes you want to stand up and go outside and go. That's what I want to make. That's what it wants to make you do, folks. That's what it wants to make you do. That's it, right there. That's it, right there. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Halloween, the game. What does it mean? Are you excited? Are you going to play it on your PC? Are you going to play it on your console, PlayStation, Xbox? Is it coming to Xbox? Can it be played on a Mac? No, I don't think it can, right? Games are only PC. Is it Mac? I don't know. Can you play games on Macs? I have no idea. No idea. I hope you're all doing well. It's Friday night. Thank you for joining me here on the show. Thank you for joining me on the show, ladies and gentlemen. It is great to be here. And nice to see you fine ladies and gents. Ladies and gents. Hang on a sec here. Let me bring my mic down a little bit. Ha la 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 la. Ah! That's better. I just don't want to peak too much there. La 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 la. Okay. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 360 of McRae Live. My name is Dave McRae. And Halloween, everybody's going to be tuning into this show. Dave's talking Halloween. So we're going to talk some Halloween. And because one of the only exciting things coming out of the Halloween universe as of late is the Halloween video game. Now, I know some of you are like, because of gun media and all this and the hoopla and all this. Okay. But nonetheless, it's still exciting, for people like me, maybe who haven't played the other or haven't been disappointed by other games being discontinued or whatever. That's a whole other thing. We've talked about it in other shows. But nonetheless, it is, whether it's good or bad or whether it comes with a caveat or not or whatever the case is, it is the only thing we have coming out of the Halloween universe right now, and that is, of course, the Halloween video game, which is pretty darn cool. Now, they're focusing on Halloween 1978. This isn't something that's going to be focusing on, multiple movies, multiple Michael Myers. They want to focus on this right now and just kind of leave it there. Just kind of focus on that. Leave it there, not bite off more than they can chew. If the game is a hit, if it's successful, then maybe it will get updates, and maybe those updates will be different universes, different maps, different Michael Myers. I don't know. But right now, they're going to focus heavily on the 1978. We're going to watch, by the way, the gameplay trailer together. Hopefully, Trankus will not ding me. Come on, Trankus. Come on! Come on, man. But we're going to watch it together because it's really cool. And I'm excited about it. Because now I'm not a gamer, right? I'm not I'm hardcore. But I will play this. And I think it'll be a lot of fun to play, which will be really, really cool. So we're going to watch that. But before we do, and by the way, I want to know what you think of this. I want you to chime in. If you're a member, chime in with a member chat. If you're not a member, think of think about joining and becoming a member. Super chats, regular chats, up chats, down chats, sideways chats, whatever kind of chat you want to send in. Feel free to send it in and tell me your thoughts on the game. Are you excited about it? Are you not excited about it? What are you hoping to see? What are you hoping not to see? Fill that chat room with all that stuff tonight, folks. So now, before we do look at the trailer, let's not the trailer they released like a month ago, but the gameplay trailer. And there's something called Shape Jump. Shape Jump? Does this explain? Now, keep in mind, this is something they've made up to justify Michael's, ability to get from 1 yard to 500 yards in 0.4 seconds. But nonetheless, I think it's kind of fun for the game. But first, let's jump over to the other screen and take a look at what... Oh, hello, check, there I am. What Bloody Disgusting is saying. Halloween, the game stocks consoles and PC. So that just must mean the PC. Macs are not, well, they're not built for games, really. That's true. I should know that. Here we go. The countdown is on for IllFonic and Gun Interactive's Halloween. During the Sony State of Play, the teams announced that the asymmetric stealth horror game, I forgot that this is really wordy, these things. The asymmetric stealth, what am I getting? I'm getting advertising here. The asymmetric, in another language, which is really weird. Asymmetric stealth horror game will launch on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC via Stream and Epic Game Store on September 8th, 2026. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. September the 8th, 2026. Mark your calendars. That's the day that the official Halloween game will be released to the masses, to the world. That's the day. September the 8th, 2026, or September the 6th? I forget already. What was I saying? September the 8th. There it is. Alongside the release date announcement is a brand new gameplay trailer, which you can view below. Death Comes to Haddonfield and Halloween, a chilling tribute to the iconic John Carpenter's classic film. Survive or slay, which means you can play either or, across the tense streets and dark corners of Haddonfield in this asymmetrical horror sandbox. Taking on the role of either a desperate civilian or the infamous Michael Myers himself. That is the correct way to use the word infamous. So many people use the word infamous incorrectly. Like they'll say something like, the infamous Eiffel Tower. Oh, the infamous Empire State Building. No. Infamous means being known for something bad. Charles Manson is infamous. The Eiffel Tower is famous. Know the difference. Okay. Anyways, learning with Dave McRae. In each high-stakes cat-and-mouse match, every decision means life or death. As a civilian, protect the townsfolk by guarding them to safety, scavenging for weapons and supplies, and finding a phone to call the police before it's too late. And it'll be a landline. I mean, it's not going to be your cell phone. There ain't no TikTok in this world, baby. There ain't no TikTok. There ain't no Instagram. There ain't no FaceBake or FaceBake. That's for stoners. It's like Facebook, but it's FaceBake. Facebook. There ain't no Snapchat. This is old school rotary, folks. Rotary. Call the police. Call the sheriff's office. Tell them I shot him. He's still on the loose. It's gonna be cool. Where the hell was I here? Before it's too late. Danger lurks around every corner, and survival depends on strategy, teamwork, and quick thinking. Meanwhile, Michael Myers stalks the shadows using terrifying abilities like Shape Jump to move unseen across the map and strike without warning in a heart-pounding experience. Quote, "Our goal is to push the horror experience to the next level and to the next level with single and multiplayer modes." So let me try this again. Our goal is to push the horror experience to the next level with single and multiplayer modes so players can get the most out of the game, said Jared Jertson. My apologies, Jared. CCO of IllFonic. Whether they become the boogeyman or fight to protect Michael Myers' victims, Halloween promises an unforgettable battle of fear and survival. In addition, the game will feature motion capture from the original Michael Myers himself, Nick Castle. Oh! Amazing. Absolutely incredible. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now we're going to take a look at the, let me just, oh, 1 second here. Hang on a sec. Let me go back over here. Let me go like, hang on a sec. Here like this. There we go. That's what I wanted. And I want to make sure that I have, oh, hang on a sec. Oh, can I not do that in, oh, maybe I can't. Wait. No, maybe I can't. Okay, 1 second. All right, let me do it the other way. Let me get out of this mode. And let me go over here. And I'll just do, hang on, there we go. That's what I wanted. Do that, do that. We're going to bring this down a little bit like that. There we go. We're going to go over here like this because this one's got to come down like this. And we're going to watch this together. Okay. We're going to watch this together. And, yeah, we'll see how this goes. All right. Let me get myself off the screen here. 1 second. There we are. Let me just get my little self off the screen. Oh, no, that's wrong one, Dave. Oh, hang on. Is it this one? There we go. Okay, so let's watch this gameplay together. Let me bump this up here. Here we go. Looks pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie.
Rarely do teams get the incredible opportunity of exploring and creating a game around iconic horror legends like Michael Myers.
That looks good.
In Halloween, players get to relive that fateful night in 1978 and step back into the town of Haddonfield, Illinois. I'm Miles Dompierre from Ilphonic, and today
hello, Miles.
I'm thrilled to present an extended look at gameplay for Halloween. With the help of Unreal Engine 5, we've been able to reconstruct the quiet town of Haddonfield in stunning detail, remaining authentic
it looks
to
pretty
the
cool.
70s era aesthetics.
Like, if we can
essential
actually,
to how we crafted our play space.
if we can actually go into these rooms, that's going to be awesome.
They'll be surrounded by decor that delightfully preserves a special moment in time. Throughout these locations, randomized townsfolk NPCs are living their lives, completely unaware of the danger lurking right outside their windows. These NPCs serve as the game's primary objectives. Stepping behind the mask of this infamous killer, Michael's goal is to find, stalk, and kill the residents of Haddonfield before Halloween night ends. Once you've honed in and stalked a target, it's time to choose the perfect moment to strike. Michael comes equipped with an array of unpredictable endowments, but the most powerful is Shape Jump. When in Shape Jump, Michael is invisible to the naked eye. This is our interpretation of Michael's inexplicable tendency to suddenly appear in completely unexpected places and catch victims off guard. Players can also choose from a broad range of compelling civilian hero characters that have witnessed the wrath of Michael and need to warn their neighbors before it's too late. Finding an active phone will allow you to call the police and attempt to convince them to send in help. Just remember, you may be able to knock him down, but you can't kill the boogeyman. We hope you've enjoyed this extended look at gameplay for Halloween. We've only scratched the surface of what's shaping up to be a truly special and murderous sandbox horror experience. And we can't wait for you all to join us in Haddonfield when Halloween launches on September 8th, 2026.
Cool. All right, well, there you have it. There is the official trailer for the gameplay. I'm sure there's going to be other trailers, of course, as we get closer to September 8th, 2026 next year. But it looks cool. Again, you know, I'm looking at it through the lens of somebody that never plays these, you know, kinds of games. So it looks cool to me, but I've had people be like, no, it looks like crap. I'm like, okay, all right, well, I guess it looks like crap. I guess it's relative. You know, for me, I mean, I'm, you know, because Halloween's my favorite horror movie of all time. Michael Myers is my favorite horror character of all time. I think it looks kind of fun. Like I'm looking forward to playing it. And I like the fact that it's, I'm not going to say it's open world, but it's open world-ish, more so than the Friday the 13th game was. I mean, this has different maps. Like, you're actually going to be able to, as far as I know, you're going to be able to go to Smith's Grove. You're going to be able, because we've already covered that. We've seen the storyboards for it. We've seen, or the, not the storyboards, but the concept art for it. And so that's really cool. So it's not just like the street of Orange Grove and you're going between like, the Doyle house, the Wallace house, and then around the corner to the Myers house or something. Like, it's not just that. Like, so there's more places that you're going to be able to go, which is really, really cool. And so now, again, as suspected, people, and I'm not trying to be a downer when I say this, I'm just trying to be, realistic. I actually think it's really cool that they got Nick Castle for motion capture for Michael Myers. I think that's really cool. I adore Nick Castle. Anybody who's ever met Nick Castle or knows Nick Castle knows that he is a sweetheart of a guy. He is awesome. He's my favorite Michael Myers of all time. That's because I do think he's the best at it. But it's also for nostalgia reasons too. I mean, I'm 46, so he's the guy I grew up with. And he's amazing, and we love Nick Castle. But this motion capture is, I think it's great for marketing. I think it's great as a marketing tool. Nick Castle will be able to have new 8x10s on his convention table of him in the video game that he can sign. I don't know if he's planning on doing that, but if he isn't and he's watching this, he might go, oh, hey, that's a good idea. And it's a paycheck, right? And he deserves it. He's Nick Castle. He's the OG. But there's many different kinds of motion capture, right? And this is not like photorealistic motion capture. So, if you didn't know it was Nick Castle, you wouldn't watch Michael Myers in the game and go, holy fuck, I think that's Nick Castle. Or holy shit, that looks exactly like fucking Nick Castle, bruh. Like, no, it just looks like a video game Michael Myers. But it's cool. It's cool to know that Nick Castle did that. It's great for marketing. It's great for nostalgia. It's great for the IP. It's great for Nick because he gets, a few days work or a few weeks work or however long, he did it. He has a stunt double as well. So that maybe some of the more, physical elements, like maybe there's moments with Michael falling off a balcony or something like that. Nick Castle did have a mocap stunt double, but motion capture isn't just one type of technology. I had the opportunity, I've talked about this before, about 8 years ago, maybe. It didn't go through, but I was going to do motion capture for a video game as well. It's not uncommon for voice actors to also do mocap for their characters. But it fell through. The game, I don't know what happened, but it didn't. I think maybe they decided to animate instead of mocap or something like that. Was it a mobile game? I can't remember. Anyways, that would have been a really cool experience. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to do it, but there's different levels of motion capture technology, right? There's the motion capture technology they use on, Avatar, okay, which is it's crazy. And then there's like motion capture for like Halloween, the video game, and everything in between. And so I'm not saying it's shitty technology. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that there's different levels of realism in terms of the technology and how motion is captured, right? I don't think if we didn't know Nick was Michael Myers, we probably wouldn't know it was Nick, right? But it's really cool nonetheless. And it's great for marketing, and it's great for Halloween fans, and it's great for Nick. And like I said, he might have a new photo, on his table come. He couldn't. Well, could he do it yet? Well, yeah. I mean, it's out there. Maybe they'd allow him. I don't know. That would be kind of cool to have like the image of him as he signs it. Anyways, I think the world looks really good. It looks really cool to me. Like I said, I like that we can walk around and that kind of stuff. I like that you can be Michael and the townspeople and protect people and clues and all that. It feels like, now again, I don't know, but it feels like they don't want to make the same mistakes that they've made previously. And again, those that are worried about gun media, or is it Ilphonic? It's one of the two, is like a auxiliary player. They're there for support. It's being led by Ilphonic, or it's the other way around. Or no, I think it is Gun. Gun Media is there as like an auxiliary. They're there for support and help because obviously they know this space and this world, but IllFonic is leading the charge. And, you know, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. And let's hypothetically say it goes the way of the dodo bird, like Friday the 13th in Texas, right? Now, Friday the 13th was a bit of a different thing because it was legally they were not allowed to continue it. So that's kind of out of anybody's hands at that point. So I don't blame Gun Media for that. It was literally, they literally could not go forward. The Texas Chainsaw thing, I'm not, who knows? But let's hypothetically say, let's just face this head on and, you know, talk about the elephant in the room. Let's hypothetically say that this game comes and it goes to. Well, hopefully we get 2 or 3 years out of it. And that might be kind of fun. You know, 2 or 3 years where, you know, we get to play this game and have some fun and maybe, you know, yeah, I mean, who knows, right? I mean, but I don't think that's the goal. I don't think that's the, you know, with Malik on board, you know, this is their bread and butter. I mean, this is Trancas International's, you know, thing. And I think they want to keep this around as long as possible. So it wouldn't surprise me if, you know, 5 years down the road, it's still going. Or maybe it continues with updates to a point, and then it just kind of stops getting the updates because it's sort of run its course. I mean, this is Halloween after all. This isn't some big, like, you know, Dead by Daylight, some like Final Fantasy or one, any of those big, like, you know, where it's endless, you know. I mean, it's kind of, once you've played it and you've kind of played the world and you've done the killing and the surviving and you've kind of done it. Like, you know what I mean? And that doesn't mean there's not a lot of replay value to it, which is what I think they're hoping. But it's still Halloween. It's not like, you know, The Last of Us or something, you know what I mean? Like, I think we have to be mindful of that it is still Halloween. And so the game probably does have a shelf life to a point in terms of you're going to play it for a while and then you probably are going to get bored of it after, you know, after having done it for a while. But I don't know, right? We got to wait and see sort of what is this really going to be? I mean, it looks cool to me. I like the set deck and the set dressing of all the, you know, I mean, it's animated, of course, but in terms of, you know, the houses and the streets and the clothing and the phones and you know, the furniture and the TV I like all that. And I'm really hoping we can walk through there. Like, I'm hoping it's open world to the point where, you know, like in Grand Theft Auto, it's open world where you can like literally go anywhere. Like, you don't even have to play the missions. You can just do whatever the hell you want. And you can drive in real time in the video game. You can drive to like the next town over. It might take you literally like 10 minutes. I don't know if that's going to happen here. I don't know if you're going to be able to drive from Haddonfield to Smith's Grove in video game real time, where you're like out on the highway, you know, and you're driving. That would be really cool though. Like I'd really like that. And you could stop off like a gas station, you know, you could stop off. Like, that would be really cool. I have a feeling it's probably going to be more like map based, where it's just kind of like, oh, I'm in Haddonfield, but now I want to go to Smith's Grove. So you hit the B button, you go to the map, you hit and you're just kind of already there. Because the other way, that's a lot of animation. That's a lot of money. Like, to animate the street, to animate that time in between cities and towns is a lot and costs a lot of money to be able to do that and to render that and all that kind of stuff and everything that you would go. Like, it's not, I don't think they have Grand Theft Auto. I don't think they have Grand Theft Auto level money. You know, I mean, there's video games that have the budgets of major motion pictures. I don't know what the budget is for GTA, but you know, if it could be like $100 million or $200 million. I mean, that's insane. I don't think they have that kind of money for this video game. So I'm tempering my expectations in the sense of, it's probably not going to be like that, but it might be the next best thing within the confines of this space, this kind of video game, because it's still a type of video game, right? There's not, you know, there's you know what I mean? There's only so many there's boundaries and limits to what the video game will be able to do and what they could do and the money they have. But it looks like, to me anyway, that they're exhausting that to a degree. So I'm excited about it. I think the gameplay looks really cool. There's no doubt we're going to get more trailers as the weeks and months move along into next year, September the 8th, 2026, which is really cool. It's going to be dropping, which is the perfect time to drop it because that way people can, you can play it leading up to October and leading up to Halloween 2026. So, my voice cracked. Sound like Marty McFly. Hey, Doc, what's going on? Marty! Great Scott. So, I think it's kind of cool. Well, that's what I just said. Yeah. GTA's budget surpasses major motion picture films, Dave. That's right. That's what I just said, right? And so, it's like, it's insane. So, you have to temper your expectations. But I think it looks cool. And, again, I'm not a gamer, so I don't have any skin in the game, no pun intended. So if the game comes and goes, I'm going to be like, okay. like I'll be honest with you. Like, I'll be like, okay. If it comes and goes within a week, I'll be like, well, that's ridiculous. But if it's there for 2 or 3 years and then for whatever reason, it's gone again, I'll be like, all right. I played it. I exhausted it. I had fun with it. Whatever. But I'm also not like one of those gamer, you know what I mean? And if you are like one of those, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we're all over something, right? I mean, some people are over shoes, some people are like over phones or television shows or Halloween. And I love Halloween, but hey, as long as it's good, it's fun, and we get to play it for a while, I'm good. I'm good with that, but that's me. But listen, if you're watching after the fact, jump into the comment section and let me know your thoughts on the gameplay trailer. Are you excited about it? Are you not excited about it? Nick Castle, of course, playing the Shape. It's really cool. I mean, again, we wouldn't have been any of the wiser had they not told us. There's no way anybody on the planet would go, I think he's kind of walking like Nick Castle. Now that we know, we might start to project that, right? But when that first trailer came out, nobody was like, it kind of looks like Nick Castle. I could see people now projecting that, now that we know. But it's really cool. That's cool, nonetheless. We love Nick. Nick's amazing. And that's great for marketing, for the game, nostalgia. That's awesome. And yeah, it looks cool to me. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let's jump over to the chat room and see what you are all saying. Now, I think just one super chat came in, but now is the time to get them in. Let's see what you were all saying. We've got Amaducia sends in $5. Thank you, buddy. Says, can we just all admit that our 13-year-old selves would have freaked out if we had a game like this when we were kids? 100%. 100%. Absolutely. Yeah. When you look through the prism or through the lens of a kid, I mean, yeah, it would have been crazy. It would have been absolutely crazy to have these masks. It's like, the people that bitch, and I get it, that bitch and moan and complain about the Trick or Treat Studios mass-produced Michael Myers masks. And yeah, are they as good as the independent masks that these independent mask makers are making, like James Carter, Nicholas Art Gallery? They've been doing it for years and years and make screen accurate, level, masks, right? Sorry, an email popped up. Just want to get rid of that. Well, where are you here? Where are you? There you are. They make really great screen accurate masks. Jimmy Falco, he's another one. He made the Halloween Kills masks for our It's Me Billy Chapter 2 Indiegogo campaign that some of you got. Looks amazing, and so are they as good as those masks? Well, no, because they're mass produced. And you have to mass produce means you have to produce as many as you can as quickly as possible. So the level of attention to detail that goes into those independent masks with the weathering and the shading and all that, is not there. But considering that, I would have given anything, and those of you my age and older know, we would have given anything in the 80s or in the early 90s to walk into a costume store and see a Trick or Treat Studios Halloween 78 mask. And I don't mean a treated one. I don't mean one that's, because a lot of them, a lot of people buy them and get them rehauled. No. I mean just off the shelf, off the hanger. We would have been like, "Bah!" because that is light years ahead of anything else that was around at that time. And you couldn't even call it the Michael Myers mask. You had to call it the mask. But everyone knew what it was. You couldn't call it a Michael Myers mask for legal reasons. If you're old enough, you know what I'm talking about. You probably had one. I had one. We all had. And now looking back on it, like at the time, I remember when I bought mine, it came to like $60 or something. I remember when I bought it, I was like, oh my God, I look exactly like Michael Myers. No. I mean, you knew who I was trying to be, right? I mean, you got it and it worked. But looking at the old photos of myself on Halloween 1995 or Halloween, 94, looking at I'm like, well, yeah, I know who I'm supposed to be. I don't remember. I mean, I kind of look like a really cheap knockoff of Michael, you know what I mean? And so you're right. It's relative, right? And so as much as we often bitch and moan and complain about the Trick or Treat Studios Halloween masks, as a kid, I would have given anything to have any one of even the shittier ones that don't turn out well, because again, they're mass produced, right? The ones that come off the conveyor belt not looking too healthy would have been light years ahead of anything we had. So no, I agree. This game, I mean, can you imagine in like 95 having this game? Oh my God. Now, another thing too, because somebody had said to me, I think it's important to remember this though, is that in the video game, they talk about shape jump. I think that's really cool. Shape jump. But it's important because I've seen some people online already bitching and moaning about it. They're not saying it's canon. They're not canonizing, if that's even a word, canonizing shape jump. They just, for the purposes of the video game, and the guy even says this as he's narrating over the trailer. He says, like, I'm paraphrasing, but he says, for us in our minds, we created something called shape jump, which helps to justify how he can get from A to B so quickly. And so it doesn't mean it's official now. Now, every time you watch Halloween, you're going to picture Michael going, and shape jumping. He's basically teleporting, but you kind of see, but it's cool how they animated it. Right? It was kind of cool. He kind of becomes like this shadow figure almost, and like these white eyes, and it's a video game. It's just cool for the video game. But I know for some people, because they're so dialed in, they're so locked in, that it's hard for them to now differentiate, and it's very difficult. I've spoken to these people. They say, I don't know how I'm ever going to watch Halloween ever again and not know that that's what he's doing. It's like, no, but that's not what he's doing. It's separate. It's the video game. It's just a fun thing they've added for the video game, and yeah, but I can't differentiate. I'm like, oh, well, that's your problem then. So just keep that in mind. They're not saying, they haven't retroactively come up with a reason to canonize him doing that. It's how he does that is supposed to be in the actual films, or in the original, especially. It's not knowable. You're not supposed to know it, right? That's the whole, how did he get from there to that? I don't really know. How did he, like, I love the shot of Laurie looking out at him in Mr. Riddle's backyard. He was 87. He could still watch. And he's amongst the laundry sheets, and then all of a sudden he's gone. What's great about that scene, and it's absolutely intentional, and I've talked about this in the past, is Laurie doesn't look away. So she goes to the window, she looks down, there he is. We get a shot of him, a shot of Laurie, a shot of him, a shot of Laurie. I don't know if we go back and forth that much. But anyway, shot of him, shot of Laurie, right? And then we look again and he's gone. Laurie doesn't look away. It's not like she goes like this and looks back or shakes her head or something. She doesn't do that. She just continues to stare at him and he's gone. And so I love that dichotomy because, see, this is a question that you could bring up with Carpenter if you could phrase it quickly, because you don't have all the world, all the time in the world when you're talking to these people. But if you could phrase it quickly, you could that's a question you could ask, like, what's the intention there? What's you as the writer and director, what is your motivation as a writer-director for that sequence? Is it this or is it that? Or I'm just very curious about that. It might be a question he's never been asked, because generally speaking, it's a deep question, and most people like to ask sort of more of the, the stuff that's usually always asked, right? And so that's a cool thing to ask him, because I, as a director, as a filmmaker, that's interesting to me. Like, what's your motivation for that, right? Or is it, and that might be cool to know. But anyway, the point I'm making is that you could say, oh, he shape jumped. Yeah, okay. And now if you want to have in your mind this black, ominous figure with these glowing white eyes going around the corner, knock yourself out. But I don't think the game is not retroactively saying that's what's happening. They're just creating their own fun little thing for the video game. And I don't say this in a pretentious way. I say this simply because I've seen a lot of people complaining about it. And I'm like, oh, guys, that's not what they're doing. Like, they're not trying to, it's just a fun thing. It's just a video game. It's just a video game. Like, who the hell is Michael killing here too? Like, it's not Lori, it's not Bob, it's not Annie. Yeah, because it's a video game. You know what I mean? And so anyway, it's just to help justify it, right? It's cool for the game. But I believe it's unknowable. It's not knowable. How does he do that? Don't know. And it's not supposed to be knowable. You're supposed to kind of come up with your own ideas. And this was something that the video game developers came up with, right? And it would have had to have been approved by Malik and all that. They couldn't have just done it. Hey, I know what's cool. You want to do that? Hey, you want to call Malik? No, let's just do it. No, it has to be approved, right? So I think it's a cool thing. I think it's cool. That's whoever made the video game, that's what they think. But that's not, that's not. Or it's a thing that they came up with, which is kind of cool. So anyways, but yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool stuff. Let me see here. Al Grande sends in $6. Thank you. Says, hey, Dave. Personally, I'm more concerned about whether this game will run good or not. Be as optimized on the PC. It's running off of Unreal Engine 5. Okay, well, as a non-video game person, I'm not sure. I've heard of Unreal Engine 5, but I'm not quite sure. I mean, I would imagine that if you have the proper RAM, the proper graphics card, you're not running Windows 95. You have like at least, I would think at least 16 gigs of RAM minimum. You might want 32 gigs. You have a proper high-end graphics card that is for gaming and rendered. Like, I have a gaming PC, which might surprise a lot of people since I'm not a gamer, but I have an Alienware. But I picked it up not because I wanted to play video games, but because of the specs, right? Because I do a lot of audio editing, video editing. I need to render out high definition 4K, I need something that's not gonna, I need to have Photoshop open, DaVinci Resolve open, Adobe Audition open, Gmail open, running a live stream, doing all, like, and I don't mean for YouTube necessarily. I mean, just for, the film, it's me, Billy too, the voiceover work I'm doing, like I'm doing all kinds of stuff, right? So I needed a graphics card and RAM that would do that. Like right now I am running a live show. I have Photoshop open. I have Adobe Audition open. I have DaVinci Resolve open. And I have 9 tabs open on Google Chrome. And then over here, I have 3 tabs open on that screen. And then there's a screen up over there with 2 tabs open. And we're running like it's nobody's business. You know what I mean? And so if you have a proper gaming PC, or it doesn't have to be, but a PC that has the right specs, this much I know, you should, I would imagine, be able to run it fine, unless it's more on their end. Maybe it's, Real Engine 5 is just unreliable no matter how powerful your PC is. But if you're playing on a laptop with 8 gigs of RAM and, a graphics card from 2013, then yeah, it's probably not going to work well. You know what I mean? So, but yeah. MAGA Cat sends in $1.99. Thank you, MAGA. Says, any chance of Dave as Freddy again? There's always a chance. There's always a chance. I say this, I've said this before, but I'll say it again. So I'm not when it comes to Dylan's New Nightmare, I'm not a producer on the project. I'm not a writer on the project. I offered my own creative input where I felt necessary or if I was asked, because obviously as a filmmaker myself, they trust my, opinions and things like that. But I had nothing to do with the story or I was an actor. And so as an actor, as just an actor, you are often not privy to those deeper conversations till later. So I don't know. I know that the intention is there to do a sequel to Dylan's New Nightmare. I would absolutely come back to play Freddy. But this much I do know, and I know this because I've had these conversations with Cecil in the past, is that Cecil doesn't want to do multiple shorts, right? If he's going to do a sequel, he wants to do a one and done feature length film to wrap up everything and do it. But when you're doing Freddy, it costs a lot of money. And because it's got to be done right. And so there's a certain level, especially with Freddy, that we've, hit. And now they want to be able to hit that again and even maybe surpass it. And so it costs a lot of money. I mean, that short film alone, I'm going by off the top of my head from what I remember from the campaign that Cecil ran. But I think that short, I think cost 40 or 50,000 US just for that short. So if you're going to do a feature, you're going to shoot that over at least maybe 4 weeks, it could cost between $300,000 and $400,000 to do it right. Now that's just off the top of my head. It could cost that. I've read the script to the sequel. There's a lot going on. It's great. It's really good. And I'd love to do it. But whether it's achievable or not, I don't know. Because Cecil, and I think I can speak for him when I say this, you either do it or you don't, right? You either, there's no, when you set a certain bar, that's the bar. So if you can't meet that bar at the very least, well, then there's no point in doing it, right? It's the same way I felt with It's Me, Billy. When we were planning on doing 2, it's like, well, there's a certain bar that we've set in terms of production value, sound design, the feel, the look, the performance. I mean, there's a certain bar that we've set for ourselves, and we needed to reach that again, at the very least. And if we couldn't, then we wouldn't do it. It's that simple. And so, thankfully, we did. We exceeded, and we were able to do it. So I think Cecil's mindset is the same way. And I'd love to do it. I would absolutely do it. No problems there. But whether it actually comes to fruition, I don't know. It's going to come down to Cecil, what his plans are. He doesn't want to live in the fan film space forever either. And I know that he has original IP and original work that he would love to get off the ground, something he can, seek financing for, distribution for, very much of what I'm doing with the house on Port Robinson Road. And so he might just do that. I can't speak for him, but I'm just saying that I know his wheels are probably turning of what is the best thing to do. So, but if Cecil is confident that he could raise the money he needs to do the feature, and which would mean more characters and more Freddy makeup and more effects and more dream sequences and more of everything, then he'd probably do it. But I'm not really sure. I don't know where his head's at right now. So, but would I play Freddy again? Yeah, of course I would. Yeah, no, it was fun. I had a blast. All right, did I get all the super chats? I just want to make sure. No member chats, super chats. I think I got them. Yes. Okay. Good. Got them. Let me see here. What do we got? Let me scroll back here. Dave, you really knocked it out of the park as Freddy. Even my own mother enjoyed the performance. Oh, that's great. Well, shout out to your mom. Tell your mom thank you. Yeah, thanks for that, guys. I appreciate it. A lot of video game talk going on in the chat. I'm completely out. I have no idea what the hell you guys are talking about, so I'll let you talk amongst yourselves. Let me see here. I guess there's a lot of gamers that follow me. Dave, I hope story mode is the 78 adapted. I have a feeling it will take place after Michael being shot. Maybe you're right, or maybe it's just its own thing. Maybe it's not like the world is Halloween 78. So you have the look, the music, but maybe it's its own thing. Like the game is its own thing. These aren't characters. This is just Michael Halloween night killing a bunch of people in Haddonfield. It's not Bob, not Linda, not Annie, not Tommy, not Lori, it's not, it's its own thing. So the story mode is a story, but it's its own story. It's not, 10 minutes after the. Now, maybe it is, but it wouldn't surprise. I'm not getting that feeling. I'm just getting the feeling like, oh yeah, this is just Michael Myers killing people in Haddonfield on Halloween night, 1978. That's sort of the feeling I'm getting from it. Like it's not necessarily directly connected canonically. You know what I mean? But I could be wrong. I'm not really sure. Josh McKenna sends in $9.99. Thank you, Josh. And says, I watched Wednesday. Here's a hint about my favorite episode. Two very different people somehow end up seeing life through each other's eyes. Since you've seen it, I hope you catch my drift. I do. Oh yeah, that was a great episode. Yes, I'm an unabashed Wednesday fan, for those of you that I talked about it on the show the other day, so I won't get too deep into it here. But yes, I know the episode you're talking about, and it was good. It was very good. It was fun. Very fun episode. Yeah. Al Grandius says, Dave, would you stream the Hellraiser game? No, probably not. Not sure it's your favorite. If you're not sure it's your favorite franchise, it's not my favorite franchise at all. But how often do we get horror franchise games that aren't multiplayer? I'm not a gamer, right? So I would never stream a game. I would never play a game. It's just not my thing, right? And so, will I stream the Halloween game? Yeah, maybe I'll do that because it's Halloween. But Hellraiser, no. If it's Elm Street game, maybe. But keep in mind, like I'm not like I couldn't care less. I could, I'm not like these people that go on, what is it? Itch? No, Twitch, itch. Twitch. That's what I'm trying to say. Twitch. And all these in Discord or whatever, like I don't have Discord or Twitch. I don't, and so no, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that because it's not, my heart's not into it. Like, I don't care. You know what I mean? So Halloween will be fun because it's Halloween. So it makes sense because of the identity of my channel, because of me as a fan. It's going to be cool. Yeah. That doesn't mean I'm going to play it all the time. That might mean I have like a stream where I do that. Or maybe there's a couple of, shows where, I do that. But it's not going to be something where it's like every Friday night for 6 months, join Dave as he plays Halloween. No, that's not going to happen. But it might be fun. But I have no doubt there will be other people in the community that will be doing that. For sure. Let me see. Geeked Out Turtle Fan says, Dave, I'm hoping if this game is successful, you can unlock every Michael Myers and look and characters like Dr. Loomis, Laurie, Annie, and other characters in future games. That would be cool. That would be cool. And whether that's something they're actually going to do, I don't know. I don't think that's going to be there like right away. Maybe that'll be something as it's part of an update, I think it would be cool too if you can unlock different, like right now you have Haddonfield, you have Smith's Grove. We know that because of the concept art. The station wagon will be there. I think it would be cool if you get to unlock, like Haddonfield Memorial, and walk around how cool would it be to walk around the hospital and kill people in the hospital or something? Like that's the potential of this game is huge. It comes down to money and time and obviously demand and all that. But that would be really cool. But I'm right there with you. I think it would be cool if they were able to, expand it. For sure. Let me see here. Let me scroll down. I got Josh's super chat. Also came in. Just want to make sure I've got them all. I do. Okay. Just want to make sure I'm not missing any super chats. Sometimes that happens. Let me see here. Next Gen says, Dave, what would you say is the most misunderstood film you like? The most misunderstood film I like? I don't know. I'm not really sure. Misunderstood. I have no idea. I'd have to think about that. Justin Hill, hey Dave, how you doing? Doing all right. I'm hoping they have Halloween 2's Hospital on the map. I was just saying that. Hopefully, yeah. I hope they do. I don't know if they will, but I hope they do. They have confirmed you start in Smith's Grove and play through the events of 78, but you can make different choices, I believe. So they've confirmed that, says SVM2. They've confirmed that? Really? Okay, well, there you go. That's cool. There you have it. The events of 78, though, see, the thing is this, is that yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah. Dave better stream it to his dad's. I might do it once. I'm not going to do it like on a regular basis, guys. It's just, I'm sorry. I wish I was a gamer. I'm sorry, but I'm not. Let me scroll down here. Dave, quick question. Have you ever seen the short horror film series No Through Road? If so, I think you would love it. If so, what did you think? Love your content is what you said. Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate it. I've not seen it. I've not heard of it. So I'll have to check it out. Thank you for the suggestion. Appreciate that. Brandon Collins says there will be the base game for around $30 or so. And if it is successful, there will be a DLC with skins and other cosmetics. That's how they are with their money with these games. Well, there you go. That makes sense. There you go. You can get all different kinds of skins and add-ons and all that kind of stuff. Oh, by the way, I do want to say this. Well, there's still over 100 people in here. So this coming Monday night, I'm going to do a show. I want to sell out the Bloodbath double features on the development campaign for the house on Port Robinson Road. There's only 13 left. And for those of you that don't know what that is a live show I'm doing Halloween night, October 31st, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's limited to 100 people. I'm doing a live show. I'm watching Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Oh, that's going to be wild. And Halloween Kills as well. And already, there's 87 people have joined. There's 13 spots left. If we can sell out those 13 spots, it's only about $35 US. It goes towards the development funds for the house on Port Robinson Road. If we sell them out, then the anonymous donor who donated a few weeks ago will match it, which is great. So I'm doing that this coming Monday night. And you don't have to wait until then. You can pick it up now if you want, because, there is only 13 left. But if we can sell out all 13, the anonymous donor will match it, which will be great. Because guys, there's 13 left. It's really going to suck if we don't sell that. We're so close. And don't forget, even if you can't make it Halloween night and you really want to watch it anyway, pick up the perk and you will get a link to the live show, because you'll be able to watch it after the fact. It's not going anywhere. You've purchased the perk. You'll be sent a link to the show in your email and you'll get to watch it. Maybe not live, depending on what you're doing. Maybe you're taking the kids trick-or-treating. Maybe you're, going to a Halloween party, but you can watch it after the fact. So, yeah. So please don't forget. And Brandon put the link in the chat. Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate that. Don't forget. Yeah. So there's only 13 of the Bloodbath double features left. What is it? No, that's not that. Oh, wait, I'm on the wrong side. Should be over here. Hang on. That's that. That right there. That's what that is. The Bloodbath double feature, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 and Halloween Kills watch along, limited to 100 people, Friday, October 31st, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is going to be a lot of fun. Why these two movies? Because according to Online, they are the bloodiest, most violent films in the franchise. That's why Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is there, folks. Listen, it's going to be fun to look at it, make fun of it, pick it apart. Are we going to change our minds? Are we going to like it this time around? I don't know. Is the white horse going to affect us in different ways? I don't know. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Join me Friday, October 31st. There's only 13 spots left. Like I said, click that link that's in the chat that Brandon, actually, let me just pin that to the top of the chat, Brandon. I'll do that for the remainder of the chat. I'll pin that to the top. That's the campaign there. So please, yeah, I'd love to sell it out. 13 left. And if we can sell out all 13, then the anonymous donor will match it, which will be great. Which will be fun. Because we are in demand now, and we are working towards our stretch goals. We're in demand, and we're working towards our stretch goals. So do not forget. Do not forget. If you're looking for a great way to say thank you to me for all the content I've provided here, and I only say this, I say this because people have asked me this, pick up the Bloodbath double feature perk. That's a great way to say thank you. Brandon says, Dave, we're watching Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 first, right? Because Kills needs the palate cleanser of the piece of shit. Probably, yeah. Yeah, probably, yeah. Or maybe I put up a poll, to all those who picked up the perk, and we kind of, maybe we figure it out. I don't know. It might be kind of fun. But yes, Evil Alex says the intro. Oh yeah, the intro is great. The dream sequences is great. It's really good. But yeah, so please, let's sell it out. I mean, if we weren't, if I had only sold like 30, I'd be like, people aren't interested. There's 13 left. 13! We can do that. And the anonymous donor has said, if we sell out that 13, I'll match it, which is great. And then that takes care of that. And that's awesome. Because like I said, we're in demand now, but we're moving towards our stretch goals, which is really cool. But I appreciate each and every one of you who have donated to the campaign. I will be giving you your social media shout out soon. So you guys are awesome, and you're helping to make a lifelong dream of mine come true. Because The House on Port Robinson Road obviously is a major feature film that I'm very excited about getting off the ground. So yeah. Friday the 13 left. That's right. Yeah, 13 left. That's it. We've sold 87 of them, And again, if you can't make it, I have had people say, oh, I would pick it up, but I can't make it. And I'm like, well, but you'll still get the link. You can watch it afterwards. And then I don't hear from them again. So it kind of makes me think that maybe they're just saying that. Oh, I would totally pick it up if I could make it, but I can't make it. So, well, good news. You can watch it after. Oh, well, actually, I don't have a computer. It's like, don't say it if you don't mean it. Movie Fan says, hey, Dave, what are your thoughts on my favorite movie of all time, Goodfellas? Great movie. Do you know it? Of course. Do I know it? How old do you think I am? 13? And thanks for answering my question, viewer from Dubai. Well, awesome. A viewer from Dubai. That's amazing. Shout out to Dubai. Burj Khalifa surpassed the CN Tower in 2007 to become the tallest building in the world. The CN Tower right here in Toronto was the tallest. I mean, it's a tower, but it was referred to as a building for many years, but was the tallest in the world at 1,815 feet, 553 meters, was the tallest in the world from 1976 to 2007. But then the Burj Khalifa in Dubai surpassed it. The CN Tower right here in Toronto, Canada, an iconic structure, and still the tallest in the Western Hemisphere. It is still the tallest structure, freestanding structure in the Western Hemisphere. I believe there's like a guide TV mast with wires in South Dakota or something that's like, I don't know, a couple inches taller or something. But the CN Tower is iconic, and it's, so that's awesome. Very cool. Well, shout out to our friends in Dubai. Dubai is beautiful. Evil Alex says, hey, Dave, do you know that small film Star Wars? Oh, I see what you're saying. No. It's all good. he's from Dubai, so maybe he wasn't sure how it translated over here. I don't know, right? I mean, different cultures, different countries. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. 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 But yes, Goodfellas, my man, is great movie, and really, really cool. Great performances, right? Robert De Niro. I was gonna say Al Pacino, wrong movie. Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, Ray Liotta, rest in peace. Yeah, it's a great film. Great film. Yeah, for sure. It's a modern classic, one of Scorsese's best. You know, when Scorsese passes away, the headline will probably read something like, you know, Raging Bull and Goodfellas director dies of, you know what I mean? It's one of those movies. It's one of his staples. So yeah, no, it's great. It's great. It is great. Let me see here. Scrolling. Dad says, I actually prefer Casino. I have heard people say that. Ryan says, I prefer Goodfellas over Casino. That's cool. Ryan Oshler, Dave, are you pumped for Avatar 3? I am. I'm an unabashed Avatar fan. You guys know this. So yes, I am. I am very much looking forward to Avatar Part 3. Fire and Ash. It's called Fire and Ash. So yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. Your God has no dominion here. Ooh, you're fucked. Looks good. Geeked Out Turtle fan, Dave, call Halloween 2 a piece of shit for an hour and 45 minutes. It might be. Hey, listen, it's worth the price of admission. Who doesn't want to watch Rob Zombie's Halloween 2? Listen, I'm not saying spend the money and watch Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 alone. I'm saying spend it and watch it with me. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to have Halloween candy and munchies, and I'm going to dress up, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So yeah, 13 spots left in the Bloodbath double feature, folks. Let's sell them out. I mean, 13. Come on. We've got to sell them out, and our anonymous donor will match it, which is really cool. Really appreciate that. And like I said, they're not that expensive. It's like $36 US, 25 pounds UK. We should be able to sell that out. But I don't know. Maybe there's people here like, no, don't tell me what to do. I don't know. I'm not telling you what to do. Just suggesting it. Let me see. Evil Alex, great film. Goodfellas. Ray, rest in peace. Ray Liotta. I agree. All right. Have I got all the super chats, folks? I believe I have. I just want to make sure I have. Algradia says, getting Thopper, that's the house on Port Robinson Road, for those who may not know, made is great for many reasons, but mainly because my mother can quit complaining that there aren't enough paranormal flicks for her to watch on streaming sites. Well, this is, I don't know where this is eventually going to end up, right? I mean, obviously, it's still way too early in the process to know, but however it gets made, whoever produces it, it will likely at some point wind up on a streaming service, probably. But yeah, I mean, again, I've said everything that I've said that I can say about it without giving spoilers, but it's obviously inspired by true events, and I'm very excited about it, and it means a lot to me, and it means a lot to me that you guys have stepped up and offered the support that you have thus far in the development process. It's incredible. So I'm very excited to get this film off the ground. It's going to be a long process, but it's fun. Let me see here. Tell Kits has been watching Dave's channel since I didn't have an ACC. An air conditioning? An ACC? An ACC. Help me out, folks. What's ACC? I'm probably having a brain fart. Air conditioner? That's one C. That's one word. No, it's two words. On a technical level, it's completely incorrect to call Cameron a hack. Oh, yeah. Look, I can intellectualize. People need to... Look, the bottom line is, if your argument for not liking Avatar is Fern Gully in space, Dances with Wolves, Pocahontas, and that's where your argument ends. It's not a really strong argument. Now, that very well could be the reason you don't like it, right? I'm always leaning some over here. That could be the reason that you don't like it, and that's fair. It could also be that you've glommed on to other people referring to that, and you've glommed onto the buzzwords, and you're, and now you're just, riding the wave of what's hot, of what's, or what's cool to hate. That happens. But I will say that, I mean, look, you like what you like, and if you genuinely don't like it, that's fine. The reason why the argument that Pocahontas in space, Dances with Wolves, and Ferngully in space, is a reason, but not very strong in the big picture, is because most of the movies you love are also familiar. Like, I mean, Star Wars is, it would take me way too long to get into it, but Star Wars, it's James Cameron, what Avatar is a familiar story, familiar themes that resonate with the more of a mainstream general movie-going audience. But it's never been told in this way before. So there's a saying where it's like everybody has a story about driving their car to the grocery store or the supermarket, however you want to pronounce it. Everybody gets in their car and goes to the supermarket, right? To buy food. We all do it. We've all done it. Everybody has a story about going. But it's what happens on your way to the supermarket that makes your story different. And everybody can have something different. And so have we seen the themes of Avatar before? Yes, but we've seen the themes of many movies before, right? I get what people mean when they say that. Maybe it's because they expect, because James Cameron was, Terminator, but even Terminator wasn't, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. I'll just say that. And so there's nothing wrong with being inspired by taking familiar themes, because often familiar themes like Star Wars is not it had never been told in this way before. So Star Wars feels original and new and never been done before. And yes, the things that were never done before were the effects and were this and that and the crawl, and well, even the crawl was based on, but I just mean like a lot of these things were like, oh, we've never seen it like this before. Yes, I'm not saying it's a hack. But the themes of the hero's journey and the relationships of father and son and all this stuff has been told many times, but not like this. And so when you can tell familiar, proven, you go back to like Greek mythology or religion or and you use the basis of a lot of these themes and stories and that are universal themes that touches everybody about love and loss and emotion and relationships and family and identity and they're universal. And so that's why we often see movies that rely, because it touches. Is it reinventing the wheel? No. Is it artsy fartsy? Is it avant-garde? Is it Kubrick? No. That's different. That's a different thing. And what James Cameron has done with Avatar is, yes, he's delivered a familiar themes, but never seen like this in the history of cinema. The technology that was used to make the original Avatar ceased to exist before Avatar. The technology and the cameras that were used to shoot the underwater scenes for authentic underwater, not dry for wet or wet for dry, however it is, where usually when people are underwater in movies, they're on ropes, right? Not on ropes, on wires, and they're pretending to be underwater, and then it's all animated afterwards and all that kind of stuff. No, James Cameron's like, fuck that. I want to actually go in the water, shoot in the water, because the way that light refracts the water and how the light comes, that's why when you watch The Way of Water, it's like, fuck, This looks like real water, because it is. It is. Now, not everything, but I mean, when they're underwater, it's because they're actually underwater. And the technology, and you can read about this, the technology to make that happen ceased to exist. It is. Now, ceased to exist before Avatar 2, right? And so James Cameron is reinventing technology. I mean, I don't know if this is ever going to come to fruition, but he's talked about, 3D without glasses. He's talked about, it's not happening anytime soon, but just one of those things where it's like, that's something that he's not just a filmmaker, he's an inventor. He deep seas he was the first, I believe, I stand to be corrected, but wasn't he the first solo diver to dive to the bottom of the Marianas Trench, the deepest part on the planet? The guy's got balls as big as my head. He's, you know what I'm saying? He's an explorer, he's an inventor, he's a scientist. For all intents and purposes. And he invents things. And so, yes, the themes of Avatar are familiar. It's not a story we've never seen before. No. But we've never seen it like this, in this way. And that's fucking cool. And we can still relate to all the themes: love, loss, family. Awa. What do you think Awa is? It's the Force. What do you think the Force is in Star Wars? Do you know what I mean? It's just called something else. The Force, anyways. If your argument is it's Ferngully in space, fair. But I just don't think that's a strong argument, because there's so many other movies you watch that you love that you probably don't realize are, oh yeah, that's just kind of like that too. Why wasn't anybody saying, hey, hang on a second here, Ferngully's basically just, I don't know, Dances with Wolves. Hang on a second, isn't Pocahontas just Ferngully? Nobody said that. And we all knew it was the same familiar story, but it wasn't told like this. Because it was still a great film. And yes, one of the big reasons why people gravitate to Avatar is because of the effects. Of course. But one of the reasons why people went to see Star Wars in 77, and don't kid yourself, one of the reasons why people went to see Star Wars in 77, because nobody had seen anything like it. These effects, oh my God, this ship coming over the thing, and the thing on the, and the blockade runner, and Darth Vader. Oh my God, look at all these things, and these fucking speeders, and I've never seen anything like this. The special effects and the technology also played a massive part for Star Wars. There's a saying, there's effects in movies before Star Wars, and then there's movies after Star Wars. Do you know what I mean? And so there's parallels there. And I think that often people give, in my opinion, I'm not saying Avatar is the greatest film in the history of cinema. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it's a spectacle, it's a show, it's an adventure, and yes, are the themes familiar? Sure. But man, what a fucking ride. What a world. The world building in Avatar is insane. It's insane. It's wild. It's a world that's amazing to visit. And the motion capture is unreal. It's wild. And it's only going to get better, if that's even feasible. So I hear people's, it's just Ferngully in space. Yeah, well, I guess. But Dances with Wolves is Ferngully, anyways. I think part of it too is people hold James Cameron in high regard, and they see Terminator and Terminator 2 and The Abyss, and they're very different, even though there's parallels, and they think that James Cameron sort of reinvented the wheel with a lot of his movies, and he hasn't really. He's just, he's a great filmmaker, he's a great storyteller, he's a great blockbuster filmmaker, and, he has taken familiar themes that resonate with people, and it's great. I think Avatar is a great spectacle. It's fantastic. Yeah, but it's just, I want something. It's like, well, if that's what you want, fair. If you want something deeper and more seated and something you've never seen, a story. But as the saying goes, there's only like 7 stories, I think, that can be told. And let's be honest, folks. Again, there's only so many ways you can tell a story. Every story is a variation of something that we've seen before, right? Do you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, anyways, there are my thoughts. That's a good, even though I haven't seen a lot of them, I know, and Brandon is right, the entire MCU is straight out of mythology. Nothing is 100%. You think it's not, but there's so many things, again, the Force in Star Wars. What do you think that is? You know what I mean? It's just, it's a different way of saying God, in a way, right? And it's this supernatural thing that combines us, combines the universe. You're like, what do you think he's talking about? But no, he can't, the Force. Oh, okay. There he is. What do you think Awa is? I mean, again, it's not the exact same thing, but do you know what I mean? Awa's the Force kind of thing, the universal intelligence in Avatar. And so, but to remove a specific religion from it, a lot of the times what these movies will do is they will focus on more of a universal intelligence. So it's accessible to everybody. So they're not going to say Jesus. They're not going to say Muhammad, right? They're not going to say, Horus, or Zeus, they're going to make up something. So every culture in the world can identify subconsciously or consciously with the more spiritual aspects of the story they're telling, right? All the Force is God. If you want to, but then what God is it? Because there's like 900 gods. But I just mean that's what, for all intents and purposes, right? The Force is a universal energy. It's a universal intelligence. It's a universal, it's there. It surrounds us, combines us, you know what I mean? And you can use it for good or, and that's, and everybody in the world can relate to that. Star Wars is very spiritual, right? It's very spiritual. It's amazing. Avatar is very spiritual, right? So, anyways, I just think that people are too hard on Avatar. I think, it's got no, cultural footprint. It's like, well, it's not the 70s or the 80s anymore. And so it does. Maybe not in your circles. I don't know anybody who's talking about it. Way of Water makes over $2 billion at the box office. It's like, yeah, it does well internationally because a lot of different cultures around the world identify with the spirituality of it. I think Avatar does well too because they're Na'vi, they're blue. And so it's not a race that we're familiar with. It's not white people. It's not black people. It's not Asian people, right? It's aliens. And so every culture on the planet, they're not there is no race barrier. Now I know that the humans tend to be more white, but in terms of the focus is very, it's a race of people that we don't know, right? So it can cross the racial barrier in certain cultures, which is why Avatar does exceptionally well internationally. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, I think hey, look, I've rambled on about this enough, but I will just say that I am looking forward to Avatar Fire and Ash. I'm an unabashed fan of Avatar. And but if you're not, that's cool. That's totally cool. That's totally fair. I just wish people could use more than just Ferngully in space. It's like, yeah, that's a good point, but I mean, there's more to it than that. But anyway, all right. How much time? Not too much time. Did any super chats come in while I was going off on my tangent there? Oh, a couple did. Gaz, Hersom, as I say that, says, hey, buddy, thoughts on True Detective Season 1? I have never seen True Detective Season 1, so unfortunately I don't know. My apologies. But I hear it's a good show. Billy Joyner sends in $5. Thanks, buddy. Says, hey, Dave, got the bloodbath perk. See you on Halloween night. Amazing. Did you just get it tonight, or you mean you got it in the past? It doesn't matter which. Amazing. I will see you there. Awesome. Yeah, actually, let me just see. Did you get that tonight, or do you mean, I think you got it before, right? You got it Oh no, you picked it up tonight. Amazing. Awesome. So now we're down to 12. We're down to 12. Thank you, Billy. Billy's getting the party started, man. Come on. Appreciate that, Billy. Thank you. So now we're down to 12. Just 12 Bloodbath double features perks left. So we got to sell them out. And a reminder again, I'm going to do a show Monday night. The anonymous donor will be joining us. Now he's going to be anonymous, obviously, but he'll be watching the show. Unlike the last time, he was unable to tune in. So the matching of the donations that we raised last time had to be, that wasn't live. So it had to come in the next day when he had time to do it. And he did. He followed through, and that put us into In Demand, which was amazing. This time he's going to be able to tune in. And the goal we have to reach is not nearly as much as last time, which is great. But I just want to sell out the Bloodbath double features. There's only 12 left. And so if we sell that out, that's awesome. The anonymous donor will match it, which is great because right now we're in demand, which is awesome. But now we're moving towards our first stretch goal, which is, see, we're at 22,050 Canadian, and our first stretch goal is 30,000. So yeah, that's sort of what my sights are set on now. But we hit our first base goal, which is awesome, and I'm already starting the process of taking those funds and beginning the process of allocating them accordingly. So it's awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. You guys are amazing. Frank says everything is from Twilight Zone. Everything is from Twilight Zone. You could be right. Let me see here. Dave, what's your favorite movie in Chucky? Says Troy Grubb. The first one. First two. I like the first two. I don't like any of the others. I like the first two. First two are good. I would say I don't like it. I don't mean I hate any of the others, but I'm not a huge fan of the others. Oh yeah, it's already dark outside now. It gets dark at it's going to be dark at 4:30 in the afternoon in another couple of months. Let me see. We'll go another 8 minutes or so, and then we'll call it a night. Another 8 minutes, we'll call it a night. Evan Martin says, Avatar 3 will probably make at least $1.5 billion in a year where films struggle to make $700 million. Well, it will definitely make $1 billion at least. I mean, the first Avatar made nearly $3 billion. The second Avatar made 2.3 or 2.4 billion. It wouldn't surprise me if this film made $2 billion. Avatar does exceptionally well internationally. We have to remember that. It has crossed cultures and crossed race barriers. And there's reasons for that. Now, will it make $2 billion? I don't know. There was also a 13-year gap between 1 and 2. There's only been a 3-year gap between 2 and 3. So we'll see. We'll see. But it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if it makes that much, $2 billion again. But you could be right. Maybe it'll be 1.5. I have a feeling it's going to be higher than that. 1.9, 2. Might cross 2, low 2s. Maybe not as much as The Way of Water, but still hit that 2. I kind of have this feeling. I don't know. But we'll see. But what's really funny, though, do you remember when The Way of Water was coming out, right? And everybody and their uncle was online going, nobody cares about Avatar. It's got no cultural footprint. It ain't going to make $2 billion. It's probably going to struggle to make $1 billion. Nobody I know in my circles talks about Avatar, which is a gigantic false equivalence, by the way. Just because nobody isn't talking about it doesn't really mean much. And nobody I know, it's not going to make it. Nobody. And I wasn't preaching that. I was in James Cameron I Trust. And I'm like, I ain't preaching that. I was just sitting back going, all right, we'll wait and see. And what happens? $2.3 billion. Do you hear anybody talking about that now? Do you hear anybody going, Avatar 3 ain't going to make, no. Everybody is silent as fuck. Nobody is saying, now again, maybe there's somebody in the fringes but nobody is preaching it. Ain't nobody talking about Avatar not going to, because they had egg on their face and now they're probably like, maybe they privately think, I don't think, or they've softened it. They've softened it because of the state of the industry and box office and all that kind of stuff, which is fair, which is true, which is an excellent point. But they've kind of softened it now. They're like, oh, just because there's it might struggle to make money, so it might not kind of, they're no longer sort of arrogant about it, I guess I'll say. They're more kind of like, well, because of the state of the, it's their way of trying to like kind of, which is how you should be anyway. But for me, I agree. I think because of the state of the industry right now and box office, there's a good chance it may not make $2 billion, but it wouldn't surprise me if it did. If it's really good, it's the Christmas season. And again, it's got that international cross-race barrier appeal. And so I think 1.5, I think is probably minimum. I think is minimum. Because it's bound to make at least 500 or 600 million here. Like Avatar is a international thing. It's not a domestic thing. Domestic is Canada and US. Just remember that's not just US, it's also Canada. The first Avatar made 750 million domestic. Avatar 2 made 600 something. So I could see 3 making like 500, 600 again, domestic, potentially if it's really good, families going, kids, the Christmas break. But where it really excels is internationally. And so, yeah, you may be right. I mean, you may be right. But for some reason, I'm thinking 1.9, 1.92, like 2.5, not 2.5, but, like 2 billion, 50 million. I don't know. Something like somewhere in there maybe. But we'll see. We're going to find out. Scared Straight Production says, how many is he doing? 5? I think it's 5. Yeah, I think it's 5. I think it wouldn't surprise me if the final film he does is the Na'vi coming to Earth. That they come to Earth. That it takes place on Earth. I just have this feeling. That would be really cool. And they teach Earth about, like, there's a real spiritual awakening with the final film, I think. That's my opinion anyway. Crimson Angel says, want to see Dave play Freddy on the big screen. If they don't have Robert Englund play Freddy one last time and you could replace him in future movies, Dave, you were meant to play Freddy Krueger. Thank you, Crimson. I appreciate that. Robert's too old. Robert is knocking on 80. He has said as much. And so whoever plays Freddy will be a younger actor. So yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I'd do it. I would do it. Excuse me. Ooh, went down the wrong tube. Looks like I'm going to hack that up. Ooh, went down. Don't you hate that when you're drinking water and it goes down the wrong tube? Oh, reminds you you're alive and you are completely vulnerable. But yeah, no, I would. Of course I would. I mean, I'd jump at the opportunity to do it. But there's a lot of people that would do it. I do think an unknown actor should do it. And when I say unknown actor, and this is important as well for fans, because with my experience in the past, people have gotten sort of the two cross. When people say unknown actor, they don't mean amateur actor or poor actor or bad actor. Unknown actor just means not a household name. Unknown actors are professional actors. Most actors are unknown actors. I mean, most actors in the world you don't know, but they're professional. The actors that which are like the 2% of SAG, the rest of SAG, the other 98%, which makes up like the other like 60,000 of their, are, you don't know, right? So I do. And Robert Englund, largely, although he was on V, and I know he had some things with V, he was known as V, Robert Englund was still not a household name in 1984. He was a relatively unknown actor. Yes, he was on V. Fair. That's fair. And V was a popular show. But he wasn't like, it wasn't like saying Robert Redford, in 1984. He was fairly unknown. I think whoever plays Freddy, I don't think it should be Kevin Bacon. I don't think it should be William Dafoe. I don't think, it's not that they couldn't do it, but I think I don't want to see the actor. I want to see Freddy. And if Kevin Bacon plays Freddy, I'm going to see Kevin Bacon as Freddy. Jackie Earle Haley was a nice middle ground because he wasn't like completely unknown, but he wasn't like a star, right? And so I had never heard of Jackie Earle Haley because I'm not a superhero person, so I'd never seen Watchmen and all that. That's the one he was in, right? So when I saw the Elm Street remake in the theater, I remember thinking, like, I don't know who this guy is. I thought he did a good job for what he had, right? That's the way I think it should go. It should be an unknown actor. And, you know, whether it's me, I'm not saying it's going to be me, but in the world of acting, I would be classified as an unknown actor. In terms of on camera, obviously in voiceover, I've made my mark. But in terms of on camera acting, I would be an unknown actor. So whether it's me or somebody else you haven't even heard of, I don't think you need Freddie to be somebody like a name. A household name. So unknown actor just means that, unknown. It doesn't mean amateur or off the street. It doesn't mean that. It just means somebody who isn't a household name yet. And I think that's important for Freddie. Now, for Nancy, even though Heather Langenkamp was really an unknown actor too, so was Johnny Depp. I mean, they were all unknown actors in the first Elm Street, really. I could understand, because of the era we're in and the time we're in, I could understand that maybe you want your Nancy to be a known actor. Not necessarily A-list, but a name that we recognize, right? You go, oh, yeah, her. Oh, cool, her. Oh, yeah, I know her. I've seen her. Like that kind of, I could understand that. But Freddie, I think it should be somebody unknown. Somebody that we don't know about right now. Or maybe we've seen, but we were like, oh, yeah, I've seen him. Oh, yeah, I don't know who the hell he is, but yeah, maybe. And he's great. That's who I think should play Freddie. Because not Kevin Bacon. He's too big of a star. I mean, he's not like his light has dimmed in, recent years. But I just mean he's too known. He's an icon. Not Kevin Bacon. Not Kevin Bacon. It's like saying, oh no, Tom Cruise should be Freddie. Like, no. Somebody unknown, like Melvin Bothworth. Who? Exactly. That's who should play Freddie. I just made that up, by the way. Austin Butler is Freddie? No, he's too known. I mean, he was nominated for an Academy Award for Elvis. He's too known. His star is rising right now. No, somebody that you don't know. And he's too young. Robert Englund was like 36 when he did Freddie. I'm 46, so I might be on the older side for a studio wanting a Freddie, but maybe not. I might be right in the right pocket. An unknown actor, I'd say anywhere between late 30s to 50, like somewhere in there, I think would be great. I think 20s is too young, because you're basically the same age as the kids, for all intents and purposes. So you got to have enough distance between yourself. And Austin Butler, he's too handsome. He'd be fucking gorgeous with the makeup on, you know what I mean? Like, and so no, not Austin Butler, but somebody who has experience, obviously, but who's unknown. That's who I think should play Freddie, whoever that is. All right, folks, listen, that is going to do it for me here on this episode of McRae Live. Thank you to everybody who tuned in today. Thank you to my moderators. Thank you to those super chats that came in. And don't forget, the link is pinned to the top of the chat at the moment, but it's also in the description. Let's sell out the Bloodbath double feature because if we do it between now and my show on Monday, the anonymous donor will match the total raise for the last 12 donations, or the last 13 now, for the Bloodbath double feature. So yeah, you guys are amazing. If you're watching after the fact, jump into the comment section and let me know your thoughts on anything I had to say here today. But of course, especially the main topic, the Halloween gameplay trailer now we've seen the gameplay. What are your thoughts on it? What are your thoughts on Shape Jump? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Are you excited about this game? The September 8th, 2026 release date. Do you think it's too far? Do you wish it was in October? I don't know. Jump into the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Because I'd love to know. That's going to do it for me, folks. Have a great rest of... Oh, we got one more that just came in. Josh McKenna, $1.99, says, what's the goal amount for Port Robinson Road on Monday? Well, it would just be to sell out I mean, listen, as much as we want. Because obviously... we have a stretch goal that we're working towards, right? But in terms of the matching the donations, it is to sell out between now and the end of the show on Monday, to sell out the final 12 remaining of the Bloodbath double feature, and the anonymous donor will then match that, right? But that doesn't mean that outside of that, we can't sell any other perks on the campaign because we can. And I would love to do that, of course, because we have stretch goals, right? But that's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah. And it's manageable that way too, right? You know, trying to manage this, you know, I don't want to exhaust people with this kind of thing, you know what I mean? And stuff. So I'm trying to kind of, cause we were going pretty hard there for a couple of months, but we're getting so close to Halloween now that I'm just like, let's sell this out. I think it would be really cool. Right. And then of course, you know, we add some money from the anonymous donor. So have a great rest of your Friday, folks. Happy weekend. Stay safe out there. And I will talk to you all very, very, very soon. Alrighty. In the meantime and in between time, I will talk to you soon. Which one do I have here? I'll play this one. I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.